I finally got huge relief from eczema. I would consider myself pretty much cured. I did something different than other YouTubers are doing because I tried what a lot of them have done that didn't work for me. Hi, I'm GloryB, and this is GloryB-TV, a lifestyle channel for mature women who want to look fabulous, feel amazing, and age gracefully. Many years ago, I had some eczema like on the backs of my knees and somewhere else, maybe on my arm. I wanted to say I was in my late 20s, early 30s, and then it eventually just went away. But then it came back. And even in that time period, I even had it under my eyes, on my face. That was the worst, really, than the rest of my body. So I have had it now, I want to say it came back in maybe 2018 or 2019 or so. And it was just really, really bad. And I got some pictures from February of 2020. That's what those before pictures are. Now that was about a month before I was going to have foot surgery, bunion surgery, and I didn't want to be dealing with all that eczema. So I went to the dermatologist and we had to decide on, okay, it is going to be a temporary fix, but are we going to go with a shot or a pill? Well, they didn't want me taking pills within a certain time frame of the surgery, so I went for the shot. And it did clear it up pretty much, but it wasn't permanent. It was just temporary, so it came back. So one of the things I tried is from someone who did a video, and it's gotten lots of likes and a lot of people have commented saying that what she tried worked. And I put a comment in her saying, oh, this didn't work for me. And what she did was she applied topically castor oil on the eczema, and she also took 1 or 2 tablespoons of the best kind of apple cider vinegar per day. And those 2 things cleared it up. Well, I did that for 3 weeks straight and nothing really changed. It went down a little bit, but really nothing changed. So a lot of times, of course, stress will make this happen. And as you saw from the pictures, a lot of mine was in the underarm area. Now, some of you are going to be tempted to write, oh, it's your deodorant, it's your antiperspirant. Well, guess what? Ever since I became an old lady, I don't need deodorant and I don't need antiperspirant. I'll wear it on occasion. When I travel for business, I bring it with me and I wear it just in case. And sometimes in the summer, I'll wear it, but most of the time, I just don't need it anymore. So it's not that, okay? And I had a stressful move and, you know, it wasn't changing, but I got a cold/sinus infection after I moved, and then the cold was done. Sinus infection was done. But I still had the sinus postnasal dripping from my sinuses down my throat, and I had a cough. So finally, after talking with a bunch of people, I had already done the antibiotic for the sinus infection. Nothing changed. I was done with the antibiotics. So I was referred to a chiropractor for that. And they do a lot of functional medicine stuff. We're not even doing adjustments. We're just doing the functional medicine thing. And so when we started talking about all the things I'm dealing with, besides the dripping and the cough, I mentioned the eczema, and he said, you know, what we're going to do for you probably will take care of the eczema, because it could be a gut thing, just your body's reacting to something and trying to fight something. So it's doing the mucus thing with the postnasal drip, which leads to the cough, and it's doing the eczema thing. So the pictures that I showed in the before from February 2020 was pretty much what I was still dealing with. Maybe not as red or as much, but it was pretty much the same kind of thing. I still had it in the back of my neck. I still had it in the inner part of my arm here, and I still had it under my arms. So really bad in the summer when you want to go sleepless. You know, it's just so bad. So let me tell you about what we were doing for this. So there are a few things we were doing, but one of them was specific to the sinus area, and I'll address that in a future video. But one of the things that we're doing is called frequency-specific microcurrent. And you can do all kinds of research. I'll even see if I find articles about it that I like. I'll link them below. In fact, I did a quick search on DuckDuckGo, and one of the first things was even Cleveland Clinic has a good article on it on their page. So it can treat all kinds of things, from pain management to all kinds of things going on in the body. Now, I got some pictures of me doing this. When I was first doing it with them, they had to use something wet. They had to wet these small towels, and then that would touch my clothing, and I'd leave with wet clothes. And finally, they changed everything to more of a sticker-based thing. So I have 2 stickers connected to wires that they put on the tops of my back, and 2 stickers on the stomach area. So each time I go, they're adjusting the microcurrent and what it's doing and what it's focusing on. First, it was more sinus, now it's more gut. And it's been, so that's happening. So at the same time, we did 3 supplements and added them to what I was already taking. Now, this is, of course, based on my symptoms and on blood tests. So I had a whole blood draw with them. They put it through all kinds of things. The amazing thing is, of course, my numbers on a lot of things were fantastic because of my diet. So my vitamin D levels were great. He said my cholesterol numbers were phenomenally good, which is really good. HDL, LDL, triglycerides, and total cholesterol. He said when he sees somebody come into the office and get a blood test, because we come in because we got a problem. He said every time in the blood test results, there's something going on with the thyroid, and they have different markers for the thyroid. And he goes, my numbers were all normal and great. So you're a little surprised about that because he doesn't see people coming in with great thyroid numbers. But there are some other things that were just off because my body is obviously fighting some things. So I already take, a few supplements. But one of the things they added was something called Pro Omega 2000. This is basically omega-3s. I normally get omega-3s from flaxseed, but I probably wasn't eating enough of it. So that's omega-3. I think it's really fish oil, but anyway, that's one thing. And then a second thing, let's see, I got 2 from the same company, from a company called US Enzymes. This one's Biome XYM. This is basically a probiotic blend and a proprietary enzyme blend. But I already had been taking a probiotic, so I stopped taking the one I normally take because I'm taking this one. And then the third one I'm taking from US Enzymes is called Youth XYM. This is a bunch of proprietary things, including alpha lipoic acid and enzyme blends and something called Senactive. Again, all proprietary, but this chiropractic office, they've worked with all these things and done lots of research. They only recommend things that they've done lots of research on and have experience in with their patients. So they've been using these with patients for quite some time. So I've been taking it now, I would say it's been about 3 or 4 weeks, and the postnasal drip is better. Not 100%, but once in a while I cough or have to clear my throat, and I think, oh, I haven't had to do that in a while. But the eczema is so much better. So I'm really pleased about that. So I took some pictures earlier this morning wearing the same top so you could see my skin and compare to the when I had the really bad skin. And you can see there's one little dot on the underarm of my left arm, but everything else is clear. And the back of my neck is clear, this arm's clear, the inside the elbow's clear, even this one's clear. So that's really thrilling. Now, I do keep a couple topical things once in a while, especially during the day. For daytime, in the morning, I'll use this hydrocortisone cream. This is one from Walgreens, and yeah, this is just, I don't know, it might just be 1% or something like that. It's over the counter, and I just put a little dab on and rub it in. But every night, I love this stuff. I've tried different kinds of creams out there that market themselves as being for eczema. I've tried, you know, from different lines. This is my favorite. The CeraVe, they call it Eczema Relief Creamy Oil. It's not oily. I just put a little bit on my hands and, you know, put it on the areas where I either have eczema or used to have eczema, just as a really emollient cream. So if you're looking for something topical and over the counter, these two are what I would recommend in the meantime while you're dealing with this. But healing the gut, something going on with my health that way, I wish the apple cider vinegar and the castor oil worked for me, but they didn't. They didn't even really move the needle that much. So that's what I'm doing, and that's what cleared it up. I'm so thrilled because it would be so itchy at night while I slept. And in the winter, I'll wear long sleeve pajamas, and I would scratch in my sleep and get holes in my pajamas. That's how bad it was. So I got to the point where I just wear sleeveless, and I'm hot at night anyway. So I just wear sleeveless so I didn't claw my pajamas while I was sleeping and put holes in them. And it didn't itch so much during the daytime, but yeah, at night it did. And I was unconscious, asleep. So that's what I've done. So if you've had a problem with eczema, if you would write a comment below saying what you've tried. I still think diet has a lot to do with it. I've met a lot of people who've told me years ago they had eczema and someone told them to stop eating and drinking dairy. So they stopped eating and drinking all dairy, and within a month, maybe even less, they were all cleared up. Some of them said within a week, their eczema was clearing up. So I would suggest starting with that, with diet, and really cleaning up your diet. And in the meantime, getting some topical things. And if you get to the point where I'm at, find a chiropractor who does functional medicine who'll take a blood test and who will give you a few. I mean, taking 3 extra supplements to me wasn't a big deal. If they gave me a dozen, I would have been like, all right, come on. But 3 is okay. This is temporary. Then I'll be back to, well, I am taking my regular supplements, but yeah, I've already taken a lot. So that's what I'm doing. And please, like I said, please write a comment and then check out one of my other videos by tapping its image on the right side of your screen, and I'll see you in the next video. Years ago they had eczema. I just hit my microphone.